Hello there, welcome back. I'm Christy, that is Alonso, that is Matt. So we are here in Los Angeles toiling away while other people are on the French Riviera sipping champagne. And
right. They're toiling too.
No, they're just having fun. There's no fun to be had. He's very serious. Yes. What did you just say? I didn't even hear you.
This is quoting Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Let's talk about your big butt, Simone.
So everybody's got a big butt. So and things are happening at Cannes. Deals are being made.
Yes.
Carpets are being walked. And one of them is for a thing that I'm guessing perhaps Matt has heard of. I have not. This Stan Lee sci-fi script. Have you heard of The Virtue of Being Valiant?
Okay. I haven't.
I'd heard the title of that strip, but I never read it.
Okay, so in the 70s, Stan Lee wrote a comic strip called The Virtue of Vera Valiant, which is about a woman who inherits a resort hotel in space. And so a deal is being put together now at Cannes with a Chinese production company to make a film based on this, which Stan Lee and Bob Underwood would co-write the screenplay, and they're trying to, put together a cast and director and all that. So I don't know anything about it. Tell me, Jim.
I don't either. I will say I have a cynical view of how much Stan Lee co-writes anything.
Well,
especially these days.
It's an existing script. I don't think
so
he's going to do anything
get
else
a credit
on it.
for having written the characters? Is that what it is?
Well, these days, first of all, in the last couple months, God only knows what's going on with Stan. The last few years, dude would kind of put his name on anything. Then there's, once you start digging into how much he wrote versus how much Jack Kirby wrote, it's a little of like, but that being said, look, like it could be cool, I hope, right? Like
you can make a movie out of anything.
Right. Hey, look, like
there are only 7 stories in the world, though, Alonso. Which one is this? This is Girl Gets
the one
Hotel
about the girl who inherits a hotel in space.
But look, a hotel in space, you could do like the sci-fi Faulty Towers. Great, right on. That could be hilarious.
Okay. And then when you get in trouble in a hotel in space, do you get sent to space jail?
Yes. What was that
movie called?
The
Guy Pearce went to Space Jail is what everybody calls it.
But it wasn't really Space Jail. What was it called?
Weren't they in space though? They were in space.
It was Space Jail. It just wasn't called Space Jail.
I'm going to look up what was Space Jail.
They got sued because it was super similar to something else, as I recall.
Nothing but
anyway,
Space Jail.
meanwhile, also at Cannes, there was a big protest on the stairs. 82 female filmmakers, producers, actresses, writers, directors, stood there to represent the 82 films directed by women that have played in competition during the entire history of the Cannes Film Festival.
Now let's put this in perspective. So in the entire history since 1946, right, there have been 82 films directed by women.
How many directed by men, Matt?
1,688.
Yeah.
I'm bad at math, but I know that's not a good percentage.
So 1,606 movies to 82.
And only one woman has ever won the Palme d'Or.
Two.
Jane Campion for The Piano. Who was the other?
No, there was a woman in the. There's
only
not
2
Jane
directors.
Campion. It was a woman like in the last couple of years it happened, and then there was one in the '60s that I'd never heard of.
Every story I've read says Jane Campion's the only woman who ever won the Palme d'Or.
No. I remember when
only 2 female directors.
All right.
It came up last year when Sofia Coppola was there.
We got to figure out who the other one is. But anyway, it's still a really sad percentage by comparison.
And it's interesting because, like, if you've read Roger Ebert's book 2 Weeks in the Midday Sun, where he talks about going to Cannes, like one of the long-standing traditions in the 60s and 70s, probably into the 80s, was that sort of, would-be actresses would show up in like the smallest bathing suits possible to get the attention of the international paparazzi that were there. So I love the idea that we're now using that press focus and the fact that the eyes of the world media are watching to stage a protest.
Yeah, it's a lot of women who are on the jury. Kristen Stewart, Ava DuVernay, Cate Blanchett, and so they're using their position of attention for the greater good. So.
And this is the 50th anniversary of the 1968 festival, which was famously protest heavy and contentious.
You brought this up. So. I should have got these pictures. Maybe we can put them in post. The pictures of Kristen Stewart gawking at Cate Blanchett.
God, because how could you not?
No, but I mean, like,
there's
pictures of them like together at Cannes, and Kristen Stewart has a smile on her face like you've never seen, and she just is like, oh my God, I'm next to Cate Blanchett. Yeah. It's kind of really super cute and amazing.
The female gaze, yes. So that's happening. And then speaking of women doing big things at Cannes, there's a movie that is What?
Spy film.
Yeah, it's a spy
Right.
film called 355, and it was sold to Universal at Cannes, and it stars Penelope Cruz, Marion Cotillard, Jessica Chastain, Lupita Nyong'o, and Fan Bingbing. And it's going to be directed by Simon Kinberg, a longtime writer, did a lot of the most recent X-Men movies, is directing next year's X-Men Dark Phoenix, his feature debut.
There's
and he'll
no
direct
script for this yet,
No.
but it's already sold to Universal. And for those people who don't know, Fan Bingbing is one of the
Yeah.
biggest stars in China.
Wait, there's no script? Because I thought it said that it was written by Teresa
Rebeck.
the woman who
Is writing
gave
the
us
script.
Catwoman and
She's
Smash.
currently writing it.
Oh, she's writing
so
it
I
as
guess
we
they
speak.
bought
Okay.
the treatment.
Gotcha. All right. Oh, he's writing the screenplay. Yeah. So okay.
Yes, and
All right, sure.
so this is part of Jessica Chastain's production company, and it is about a bunch of female spies.
Right, it's 5 spies from different agencies that come together to form their own super team. So it's
Yeah.
like 5 lion robots that get together and form one giant.
I thought you said this was
Oh, yeah,
Fox Force
5.
5.
Is that what Fox Force 5 is about? There are lions that come together?
No, that's Voltron. We were talking about Voltron earlier.
I don't know.
Fox Force
Voltron.
5 was the reference
Was a
to
line in Pulp Fiction.
I see. Only so many things can stay in my brain at once. This is small,
Which itself was a
crowded
reference
space
to an
in
old
there.
70s
Yes.
exploitation movie called Force 5, right?
Yeah, maybe. Then there was also G-Force, which was the Ninja Gatchaman, the space team.
Right. There was
Space-
also G-Force that was
Yeah.
about guinea pigs. But that was a
Oh,
whole
yeah,
other
no,
movie.
that's different.
Anyway, it's going to be good.
Yeah, that's the
gonna
kind of
be-
thing they sell at the Cannes Film
It's going to be
Festival.
good. But also, what got picked up at Cannes, A24 did its first international acquisition with Gaspar Noé's new movie,
Oh, Climax.
I
Which
heard
which
people
looks
went
amazing.
nuts over that.
Yeah, so we talk about trailers on Wednesdays. I'm hoping we can get to this trailer for Wednesday
yeah.
because it looks amazing. But it's a Gaspar Noé dance movie, dance horror movie.
And
Wait, a dance horror movie.
Oh, yeah.
like
that's
Suspiria.
awesome.
and Kino Lorber picked up the new Godard film, but they're not screening it. They're not opening it in the U.S. till 2019.
Why?
I don't know.
Oh.
We have to wait for a year.
Oh, okay.
Boo.
Anyway, so fun things are happening there, and eventually they will come. They will trickle out to the rest of us here in the United States. But yeah, look for that trailer. We'll show it to you also, and it just looks nutty. It looks like hilarious and thrilling and joyful, yet dark and bloody.
So
And-
dance horror movie, is it like a musical horror movie?
Like it's like a Step Up movie.
I was saying he compares it to Step Up.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it's like a psychologically intense.
No, but I want like an Umbrellas
Step
of
Up.
Cherbourg style horror movie.
Oh,
Like
no,
people
no.
break out into song. I guess we
No.
got that with Sweeney Todd.
There's more crumping in this one, apparently.
Crumping for Krampus.
There's no crumping in Umbrellas of Cherbourg. So yeah. So also I want to mention, because loop back to the beginning of Space Jail. It was called Lockout.
Lockout.
Lockout, 2012 Lockout. Luc Besson film. It was Space Jail.
Space Jail.
So anyway, so look for all of those movies that are coming out from Cannes, and eventually we'll all go there ourselves, and
about them here.
someone else can do the show.
Oh,
instead
we'll
of
all go to
us.
Cannes, yeah. Well,
We'll do it from Cannes.